Do we know enough about Ramaphosa?
I think that we choose to decide what we want to know about him. Why I'm saying that is because if you look in the public discourse, most of the people I speak to each and every day, journalists and so forth, there is always this emphasis on Ramaphosa as a reasonable person who is coming through business and so forth. Therefore, he's the man who understands the economy, and that is that part of his history or the pipeline of leadership that he comes from. But I've had a chance, as I'm writing on this, I've had a chance to speak to people who know him. And people are putting him back to SASO. SASO, South African Student Organization, a formation that came in the 1970s, which actually shows that by then, when SASO was formed, it was formed by Steve Biko, part of the Black Consciousness movement. And Ramaphosa was very much in on it, very much in. And when SASO was formed, the main objective was to say that they wanted to look at the interest of black students in a way that black students will be able to determine that agenda, instead of the other outfit, multiracial outfit that existed by then. And Steve Biko's view was that that multiracial outfit is such that it will not allow black students to actually take up that leadership and be able to articulate the agenda of black students. Therefore, they had to form SASO. It doesn't get more radical than SASO, Stephen. But that part of the history, you don't see it coming out. And this is when Ramaphosa went to University of the North, 1972. And he actually came through the student Christian movement as well. Very strong within the student Christian movement by then. But after then, he then went to form your COSATU, your NUM, and therefore COSATU. And then from there, he negotiated for the workers. And then he said goodbye to the workers, only to show up in the front door as a shareholder. You don't easily get someone who can go through this kind of change, who can adapt through this complex pipeline of leadership. I have something to say about this pipeline of leadership. If you sit, when you're listening to Ramaphosa, when you hear him saying radical economic transformation is there to stay, some people think it is just to appease some within the ANC. And I'm saying that he could actually be committed to it. Because if you look at the history where he comes from, he has been able to adapt through different scenarios. The pipeline of leadership through which he came from, it's more complex than the one that produced President Jacob Zuma. President Jacob Zuma, it was a very clear case, exile, and that's just about what we knew. President Thabo Mbeki, the same thing with President Thabo Mbeki, the English gentleman who read philosophy and smoked a pipe and enjoyed whiskey and philosophized a lot about society. President Nelson Mandela, a man of vision and so forth. I have to say that when I tried to write about President Ramaphosa, when I start an article, I have an idea about where it has to conclude. But as I put the facts as a researcher, I end up elsewhere, in Wonderland, not knowing exactly how is this conclusion? Do these people actually know Mr. Ramaphosa? It will be unfair to say he's a corporate stooge. It will be unfair to say that his only relationship needs to be understood with the unions, because we are forgetting that part of radicalism as well. He embraces a very complex set of leadership. I don't think we have done enough work to try to understand him, but it's also because there is a Russian saying that goes, if you're going to go look for something, you're going to find it. So everybody's finding what they are looking for.